Happy New Year. Tony Manzon is back in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up, everybody? Happy New Year's.
And, you know, we were going to have him break dance just to kick the year off, but we're going to let you off the hook this time.
Thank you. I wasn't wearing the right pants for that today.
Well, you know, it's tough to keep your, your nimbleness up when you have a little one at home, which you have for several months now. So,
yep.
What we're talking about today is the best time. When is the best time? This is a question that I get all the time. So we do castings for Win This Listing, which is a show you've been on, reality show. People are selling their homes, and everyone is always trying to figure out, like, well, when's the best time? When should I sell my home so that I can get the most for it? And I thought it would be great to ask you this question, especially around Chula Vista.
Yeah.
Because there's less seasonality in Chula Vista in the marketplace, if you look at the data there, than there is in other places in San Diego. So when people ask you that question, what's your answer?
Yeah, so I get that question probably more than anything else. When's the best time to sell? They ask it, it's funny, they ask basically throughout the whole year. They ask in January, they ask in April, they ask in summer when's the best time to sell, they ask in November, they ask in December. And here's the big secret, everybody. The best time to sell your house is actually year-round. The best time to sell, so what I found is if you work with an experienced agent with strong systems in place, really the seasonality shouldn't matter when you sell your house. That's like the answer in short. If you don't work with an agent that has strong systems in place or doesn't know how to work around the seasonality, then it does play a factor. So it really depends on the agent if they have strong marketing techniques and strong systems in place to make sure that if you sell in January, it's almost the same thing as if you sell in June or the same in November.
Why is it that people think that there is a time you think of? Is it because they're hearing that, they're seeing it, or is it just like maybe a common myth that, hey, the summer you get more money than in the winter, for example?
So the biggest myth is the winter one. Everybody thinks, it's funny, like all the houses that we help sell in the winter, they always say, is it really now the best time to sell? Nobody wants to look at houses during Christmas. However, everybody likes to look at houses in Christmas. They want to see the Christmas decorations. They want to envision themselves in a new home in 2018. There are transactions that happen during Christmas. Now, when we talk about seasonality, how do you create a system in place? Granted, there are less showings when people are showing your house during Christmas time in the winter. However, the people that are showing the house, those are the most serious buyers. So the secret is, if you would have got, let's say, 20 showings during the summer, and maybe half of them would have been interested, that leaves 10 people that are interested in the house. If you're doing it during the winter, and let's say only 10 people show, most likely 8 or 9 or 10 out of those people are going to be interested in buying that house at that time. So the question is, how do you capitalize and captivate those people that all see it so that they all want to put in an offer, the same amount of people that want to see it in the winter? It's by having a strong system in place and really appealing to all the buyers as much as possible and having a strong follow-up system so that every single realtor that shows the property, you have a strong system in place to follow up with those agents, follow up with their buyers, and really capitalize on the market to sell the property at that time.
Gotcha. So would you suggest then that people only sell when it's convenient for them then? Is there no time in which it's better than any other in the Chula Vista marketplace to sell your home? Then should you just totally base it on when it's convenient for you?
Yeah, great question. And honestly, that is our entire marketing plan, and that's our whole approach. Is when I speak with a seller, I ask, in an ideal time frame, when would you like to be physically moved out of this house? And then the most common thing I hear is, well, I'm not in a hurry. And that's totally fine. And I ask, what's in an ideal time frame, the perfect time frame for you? When would you like to be physically moved out? And then they say, I want to be moved out by June 1st. Well, perfect. Let's work our way backwards now. If you want to be out by June 1st, that means you need to be in escrow at the very latest by May 1st. Now, if you want to be in escrow by May 1st, let's say, for instance, you put a 1-month time frame to get your home sold, then you need to go on the market by April 1st. So we work our way backwards to give them the best chance to make it convenient and easy for them.
Here's a question for you. Because in the lending space, there are a lot of lenders who are saying they can close loans very quickly. 17 days, 15 days, 12 days, you hear all kinds of stuff like that. In your experience, is that really necessary? Are people ready to move that quickly? Because I hear the same thing you do.
Great question.
I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah.
30, 45 days. I think sometimes people in San Diego don't realize how fast it's going to happen.
Yeah.
when they list their home for sale and then boom, it's like, bam, we're gone. You know, because someone's going to want to buy it. So does the lending side play a role at all in the time frames that you're using?
You know, I would say for sellers, the funny thing is when you're a buyer, you just want to purchase the house as quickly as possible. For the sellers, they want to make it convenient for themselves. So I think it's important to have a lender in your back pocket that can close transactions very quickly. And so I work with Jason Paulington, Pure Mortgage. He's amazing. He closes our loans very quickly. Having that in your back pocket, because in today's market, it's very competitive and it's all about winning tiebreakers. So for a seller, let's say for instance, a seller's like, you know what, I have to move, we have to close escrow because I'm already in escrow on my next home. Is there any way that you can close this in 17 days just so we can get paid and then we can put it on the next house? Having the option and someone in your back corner that can do that, I would say is very important to have. However, let's just say we're having 10 transactions. How many of them will the seller want to close sooner than 30 days, like 12 to 15 days? Very rarely, unless the house is vacant already. If the house is vacant, then they're like, heck yeah, 10 days, 12 days, let's close as quickly as possible.
Because I think where that stems from is, and I don't know how bad this is in Chula Vista, but from several places I have seen, it's a situation where you're up against cash. So if your lender can get you as good as cash or as close to cash as possible, that can help you on the way in. Maybe speak to that as a listing agent. Is that something? Do you even consider that if the seller's saying we're not really in a hurry? I mean, does that even hold any weight with you?
You know, sometimes for sellers, that will discourage them and push them away. Let's say, for instance, the seller wants a 30-day close and somebody comes in with an aggressive offer, 10-day close, there's another cash offer asking for 10-day close. Sometimes those 12-day offers will scare people away. You know, you want to make it convenient for the seller. So part of being a buyer's agent when you work with buyers, call the listing agent and find out what's the most important thing to the seller. Sometimes sellers, they want 35 days. Sometimes they want 40. It's all about making it as convenient as possible for them so that you have the best chance of getting your offer accepted.
Gotcha. So what you should really do then if you're the buyer is you should say, hey, we'll be flexible for you.
Yeah, that's how you get most of your offers accepted.
Really?
Yeah.
So you could say, well, hey, we can do 30 days or we could do 60 days or 90 days. Like, what do you want?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because being on the seller side, we've got offers, 10, 15 offers on a property. And sometimes it comes down to the little things. Like some agents will actually call me and say, hey, Anthony, what's the most important thing to your seller? I'm always 100% transparent. I say, you know what? I know this sounds funny. Seller really wants to keep their washer and dryer. And just because on the MLS it says it's negotiable, everybody checks it as it conveys with the property. However, for the seller, they're like, you know what? I'm okay with leaving it. However, I would prefer to take it with me, you know? And because the one agent called to ask me what's the most ideal, and I tell them they structure the offer that way, it's all about giving the seller what they want as long as it's a win-win for both people.
Yeah.
You know, I had one seller who handmade his own wooden bar stool, which was super nice. Everybody wanted it, so everybody wrote it into the offer. One person said, I really want the house. Can I have the bar stool as well? And, you know, the seller said, I'd prefer to keep it. He took it out and he got the house. And he even came in with a lower offer than the other ones. The seller just wanted to keep the wood stool. So it's more about what does the seller want and can you compromise to make it a win-win?
You know, I try to boil business down to the very simplest bones that it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
If no matter what business you're in, it doesn't matter. Just look at it this way. Give people what they want. And then they'll give you money or give you what you want.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. You know, if you're in a business of, you know, you're in a restaurant, make great food. Give people what they want. Make great food, they'll give you money. It's that simple.
Yeah.
In that case, but you have to ask.
Yeah, you have to ask.
You have to ask. I think as a restaurant example, most of the times they're just like, no, here, this food is awesome. You guys take this. Has anyone at a restaurant ever asked you? Like,
I always ask
what do you
them.
like? Like, what would you order? Like, if we could put anything on the menu.
Oh, dang.
What's your favorite thing to eat? Have anyone at any restaurant ever asked you that?
Never. I always ask them.
Really?
Yeah, I love to ask questions, so I always ask them, if you were to eat something right now, what is your favorite thing on the menu?
Well, yeah, you have to, right? Because you don't know any of this stuff. But my point is, they never ask you, and you're the customer.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
should always ask your customer, what do you want? What would you like to see on the menu? I've never once in my life, thousands of trips to restaurants, no one has ever asked me, what would you like to see on the menu that's not on there?
That would be awesome.
Huge mistake. But it's a basic principle in business. You have to find out what people want. Let's get to Mary's comment here. What's up, Mary?
Hello,
Lawler,
Mary.
She says, we have sunshine year-round and a well-maintained, well-priced property is going to look great any time of the year. Lots of people like to launch their home on the market soon after the new year, and when they have some extra time, like when school is out. I think both of those preferences do affect inventory.
Yes, great point.
Yep.
If I'm not sure if you're located in Chula Vista, Mary. If you are, that's great. Most of the schools there are year-round, so we do have like this really small time frame from sellers and wanting to work around their kids' schedule when they're out of school, when they go back in. If it's convenient for a seller, yeah, I totally get it. They don't want to disrupt the kids' school. Disrupt this kid's school. They want to get them into their new school before the new one starts. So there's that month time frame, and that is the most common answer that I hear. Well, my kids get out of school June 10th, and they start July this time, so I need to sell and be moved into my new one by this time frame. So we work our way backwards to make it work.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
she's right.
You never know exactly how long it's going to take for a property to sell. You know you can get offers.
Yeah.
But are you going to get offers that your seller's cool with, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And is it going to be one that you feel like is going to perform? So there's more to it than that. And I will say this: I do think this is going to be a big year for real estate across the board. You know what I just saw today that I meant to check on? We should totally be Googling this. Jamie.
Oh.
Jamie. Look, pull it up, Jamie. Is the Bezos thing, Amazon?
Oh, yeah.
They narrowed it down to the top 20 cities. I saw the headline.
Oh, okay.
In the lobby on CNBC. I can't remember. I don't know. I didn't see if is Chula Vista
Let's pull it up.
still listed.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Okay, here's what
Let's do it. Let's do it. It'll be cool.
We got to look this up. And this is one of those things where there was a lot of rumors about this. We talked about this.
Yeah, we
It
did.
looked like we
We had a good chance. I remember we were like one of the top options. So let's see.
Second location, headquarters, and it's probably going to show up on CNBC. It chooses, 20 finalists. These 20 cities. Wow, everybody's got this
We on?
listed. Okay, the 20 potential cities are Atlanta, Austin, Boston. Shoot, we're not in there.
We're not?
No, dude.
Dang. I remember we were one of the
Los
top options.
Angeles?
What?
Why would you do that to those people?
Dang, that would have been amazing if that was Chula Vista.
Yeah, Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Columbus, Ohio, Dallas, Denver, Indianapolis, Los Angeles, Miami, Montgomery County. Is that a city called Montgomery County?
I guess so. I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's called Montgomery County, Maryland. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Nashville, Newark, New York City, Northern Virginia, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Raleigh, Toronto.
Well, good for
and
them.
Washington, D.C.
Only one person's going to get it.
They're
So.
screwing up, man. Where could you find a better place? Amazon, Bezos. What's the matter with you, man? Seriously.
Yeah, we
What are
were
you
great.
thinking? This
Right
is-
next to Mexico.
Dude, it was such a good move.
Yeah,
Brutal.
they're lost. Someone else will come in and eBay will come back and build something in Chula Vista and make it big.
A lot of things are going to get built in Chula Vista.
Yeah.
A lot of things are being built in Chula Vista. It's one of those places that's still perplexing to me that the east side is the good side.
Yeah.
That
Not
still
for long, though.
That still
I mean,
doesn't make
it's good.
sense.
Yeah.
That still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know the west side is going to blow up. And when in 15, 20 years from now, whatever, when you've been selling real estate all these years, you're going to go, I remember when the west side of Chula Vista was the least desirable side of Chula Vista.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to be in Eastlake. But that will change eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
So the bottom line here, and thank you for the comment, Mary. Really appreciate it. Chiming in and just providing that perspective. Very true. I think a lot of people think there's a big difference, but there's no way to know when that one buyer or that person is going to come along.
Yeah.
There's just no way to know if they ever will. That one buyer who will pay so much money for your home. So you have to rely on something that's more predictable.
Yeah. I think it's just because there is no way of knowing. Like, let's say you did sell in the summer and you're like, oh, man, I wonder what it would have been like if I would have sold in the winter. There's no way to really know. Based on our numbers as a team, we actually do more home sales in the winter than we actually do almost throughout the entire year. Just because we're very consistent with our team, we're disciplined, we have strong systems in place where we're continuously doing our thing. And as a lot of agents take off for the rest of the year, they take their vacations. When they stop going into work and they stop prospecting, their business just stops, For us, we have a strong team in place. We have 9 people now, and so the business keeps running. People call in telling us, hey, I called 3 agents, nobody answered their phone. You guys are the only ones that picked up, and then we get it sold for them. So as long as you're consistent and disciplined, like, the seasonality doesn't matter.
Look them up on Yelp.
Yeah.
Team Manzon in Chula Vista, #1 real estate agents on Yelp for Chula Vista. Anthony Manzon, thank you so much for coming in, man. Great
Thanks,
to see you
bud.
again.
Thanks for having me.
Tremendous stuff. And of course, reach out. Check them out. TeamManzon.com. Share this video with your friends. Make them smarter than everyone else. We'll see you next time.